Welcome to Focus on Suppliers. I'm Leela Davidson.
I'm Jared Davis, and we are coming to you this week from the roof of Walmart's Five and Dime Museum. Best seat in the house for Toyland.
I love it up here. Toyland is the largest retailtainment event of the year for the Walmart toy business,
Well,
correct?
it's only the biggest time of the year for the toy business. We're going into the holiday season, and we're going to be talking with some great suppliers here in our big toy show.
Yeah, do you know about Paw Patrol? Because if you don't, you really need to. We talked to Spin Master. They have an incredible activation down there. Kids are getting really interactive with that property. It's great.
We're also going to spend a few minutes with Disney. Disney has a big movie coming to video. It's Cars 3, and also some big things hitting theaters as well. So we're going to talk about retailtainment and a hot commodity for the holiday time.
Yeah, retailtainment is big. And we're talking about toys and fun and shopping. We're also going to talk a little bit about security and how to keep your kids safe when you're in the store and out of the store this season.
Focus on Suppliers starts now. Focus on Suppliers, brought to you by 8th and Walton, where suppliers learn fast and grow, and sponsored in part by Saatchi & Saatchi X, Case Stack, and other outstanding companies. We are doing it from the Bentonville Square at Toyland, and I'm very happy to be here with Holly Sestak from Disney. Holly, thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
At Disney, I always love seeing what's going to be new on the shelf from Disney. So what's going to be hot this Christmas season?
You know, there's a lot of really great toys coming out this year. Today what we're showing is Cars 3. The movie is coming out on DVD in November, and we have a lot of really amazing toys. So there's the Cars 3 Ultimate Florida Speedway with the die-cast cars. Kids are having a lot of fun playing with that. And then our 20-inch Lightning McQueen has been a really hot item this year. So we're excited for those to be on the shelf.
So cars are going to be some of the big movers, but you've got some other big movies that are going to be coming out this season too. What can we look forward to?
We do. Star Wars The Last Jedi comes out in theaters in December, and a lot of amazing toys are going to be on shelf, from some new STEM toys to Lego toys, action figures that are Force enabled. So a lot of really fun stuff coming to the shelf for Star Wars. And then Spider-Man is always a favorite with kids, and we have a huge play set where you can swing with your action figures and be part of Spidey's world. So some really fun toys.
So when we're looking for stocking stuffers from Disney this year with all the big licensees out there, what can you recommend for mom and dad?
You know, stocking stuffers, there's a lot of really great values out there. We have our Disney Princess Shimmer dolls that are under $10, a lot of value. Action figures are always a favorite with Star Wars and all the Avengers and Spider-Man figures. And just a lot of really fun collectibles that make great things to put in the stockings.
I want to ask you, when we're thinking about, the big blockbusters that coincide with the toys, what kind of a movement do you see on the shelves, and how do you coordinate that?
You know, there's a lot of excitement, obviously, when there's big movies that come out, and we see that kids just really clamor for their favorite characters. So we work closely with Walmart and all of the merchants there and the marketers to make sure that we're helping them pick the best toys that have the coolest new innovation and play value, and just try to bring a really hot value across all those properties.
It's going to be a great season at Walmart. We thank you so much for taking time with us, Holly. Thank you.
Sure, thanks for having me.
It would not be Toyland on the Square unless we visited from our friends at Mattel, and I'm very happy to have Katie Boyd here from Mattel. Katie, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, I want to ask you first of all about Christmas season coming up. What's going to be the big mover from Mattel this year?
It's definitely got to be the Barbie Dream House, and then now we have the new Barbie Dream Camper and the Dream Horse. So those are definitely our top 3 items.
We'll talk about e-commerce a little bit. I know you've got a lot of experience in this, but when it comes to people doing pickup today and ordering online, how's that been working out for the Mattel category in toys?
Pickup today has actually been our greatest increase, especially year over year. And so we just see like that, especially getting closer to the Christmas season, that pickup today is actually like at its highest. So, I mean, it's definitely an area that we see growth, which is good because we're really pushing for omni-channel.
So speaking of omni-channel, we've got suppliers who watch and they're kind of doing brick and mortar and omni-channel. What advice do you have to kind of make that a seamless transition for your customer?
Well, definitely take advantage of like having a good assortment and breaking out of those like different like assortments into more of an open stock model, because then you can offer more options with Pickup Today. And so that's like what allows you to have whatever's on the mod shoppable for someone that's online, and they can go pick that up in store. And just making sure the inventory is always there, and like you have your reviews, you have your different imagery, so making sure that like your product pages are at their tip-top shape, I guess.
All right, and tell me about Toyland a little bit. What's the importance of being out here in front of the customer at Toyland?
I guess like really seeing like hands-on experience, like seeing the customer play with the toys and like how the mom responds to like what the kid is actually drawn to. And so really just like seeing firsthand like what it's like for being like the kids' shoes, you know, for once in a while.
All right, Katie, we appreciate your time. Have a great holiday.
Thank you for having me. You too.
As you're out in the stores, going up and down the aisles, looking for those creative presents to put under the tree or in the stockings, don't forget to look for Redwood Ventures products. I am here with Andy Wiseman to tell us more about it. Andy, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I want to talk about Smooshy Mushy. However, I want to talk about some of the other products that you've come out with from the Redwood line. Tell us a little bit about some of the big movers.
Sure. I Do 3D is the #1 selling 3D drawing brand for kids. That's our brand. The famous Little Fishies brand is ours. Millions of homes all around the world actually have Little Fishies, and of course this new Smooshy Mushy is a big deal for us.
And I know with your products, retailtainment is a big part of that. We're here at Toyland, one of the biggest retailtainment events of the season. What is the importance of suppliers having retailtainment, not only in the stores but out on location?
Well, I think it gives us a chance to kind of validate the brands that we're launching. It's a great social media event from an exposure standpoint. It gives you an opportunity to learn from consumers. And we're in the business of pleasing consumers, so it's a special time to meet and greet and learn new things about how we can do better.
Now, coming out to this Toyland, you've got Smooshy Mushy out here. So let's talk about Smooshy Mushy. What is this new product?
Oh, Smooshy Mushy is hot. And in fact, it's a line of slow-rise foam collectible characters that are sold in mystery containers. This one here is actually sold in a bento box, and this one's very popular. This has been very exciting for us.
So you've been out here watching the kids react all day long. What's your impression been?
Kids love it. Moms too. And even some dads. It's exciting.
You know, coming into the holiday season, there's going to be a huge demand, not only for this, but a lot of toys. What are some of the challenges that you face as a supplier coming into this time of year?
Well, one of the challenges that we face in particular is how can we, on a hot product, produce more and reduce lead time through the supply chain from production to shelf. How do we shorten that? That's a real challenge, I think, that we're all facing. We're making great strides, but it's a fun one. It's one that we have to find a way to get through this year.
Do you have advice for other suppliers who may be struggling with this during their different peak times throughout the year?
Yeah, I would say work with your buyer, work with her planning group, work with logistics and whoever you can, and ask tough questions.
I always love finding out what's ahead 2018. I don't want you to give away any trade secrets, but when you look in the labs and think about some of the exciting things that you've got coming out, can you give us a little taste of what we can expect next year?
I can. Well, we're in the digital space with something wildly, I think, popular next year. Of course, I'm predicting that it will be wildly popular, and we've got a lot in store for Smooshy Mushy. There's no slowing it down. So next year is going to be a terrific opportunity for us to expand this brand in particular.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at the next Toyland next year. We'll talk to you then. Andy, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't miss our new fun podcast, the 8th and Walton Conference Call.
These days, kids only have so much disposable time. And increasingly, more of that time is spent playing or engaging on their electronic devices. That shift in disposable time has led to a lackluster movie year with floundering movie-related toy sales. However, one of the biggest factors to this dipping trend comes from online crazes or fads, like the fidget spinner. Much of this frenetic fad can be attributed to the buzz from online influencers who capture kids' attentions across the many screens they interact with daily. With new technology and applications constantly launching, it's easy to feel disrupted. And it can be tough for brands to discern the best play for their business. It's obvious these digital disruptions aren't going away, so we have to find ways to disrupt the disruptors.
In the toy aisle, this might include adding digital components or engagement to traditional toys, like online codes to unlock fun content. This also helps suppliers give retailers the exclusive items they want. And bringing those online influencers into the mix to promote your products can also be a winning strategy. Those are ideas worth playing with.
What if you created a town today? What would that town stand for? What matters and what would stand out? And where would you find this new town? Bentonville, Arkansas. Visit Bentonville, a new American town.
Are you a single parent with dreams of earning a degree or professional certification? Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas empowers families in Carroll, Madison, and Washington counties to become financially independent. A better, brighter future can be yours. Apply today at singleparentscholarshipfundnwa.org.
Need help now with OTIF? The clock is ticking, and every minute you delay is costly. So contact 8th and Walton OTIF Help at 8th and Walton/OTIF now and learn what you need to know about On Time in Full. You'll learn how to navigate the OTIF scorecard, including its nooks and crannies. You'll find root cause insights, and you'll learn how to build a solid action plan. Don't wait another minute. Contact 8th and Walton today for help with On Time in Full. Now we're going to talk a little high-tech toys and some really fun things for the holidays. And I'm here with Bob Reeves from Swagtron. Bob, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I want to ask you, first of all, we were talking about your business and how seasonal it is. Tell us about how you plot out how to pick out for the holidays and how your year's going to look as far as Swagtron electronics.
It's a great question. The holidays are an important part of all tech toys. Tech toys are an amazing part of the first quarter of 2018 right now. We are launching new products at CES. You'll see us at the Consumer Electronics Show out in Vegas. One of the largest shows where we launched this product line, the hoverboard, as well as all the other rideables about 3 years ago. So the important part of the holidays is the spike that we see. We do about 500,000 units a year on hoverboards, but 400,000 alone are done in the last quarter of the year.
I want to talk about some of your products. You mentioned the hoverboards. What else can we see on the shelves coming up this holiday season?
Oh, we've got a brand new swag cycle that is the Cat's Meow. It's got 2 disc brakes on it. It's got the capability of going 16 miles an hour for 4 hours, pretty much close to 10 miles. It's got a neck that bends down so that you can tuck it in the back seat or right in your trunk. The amazing part, they're all turning into commutable products so that you can go to work and use your swag cycle and get there, or put it in your trunk and then go to a game and park further away and save some money on parking to a Viking game or something like that.
We were talking a little bit off camera about some of the science behind this technology, and you were very, very passionate about that. What kind of goes into some of these toys on the back side?
So if you think of Tesla and the original invention of the lithium battery in your cell phones, the technology is drastically changing in size. So the power of a lithium battery and the size really matters to what these toys are all about. They're really not what we'd say toys, but they're consumer electronic geniuses. You take a look at the battery on the swag cycle or a hoverboard, they're just as capable of going to 10 miles or 10 hours in certain instances on one charge. Pretty amazing stuff.
So when you say that they're not necessarily toys, does that kind of a challenge when they're looking at placement within a store?
In a store, it's critical to show certain products out of a box. While the best marketing companies, and I've worked for GE in the past and many other companies that are fantastic at marketing, the brand recognition of technology is really changing. So people don't know what's in the box. You've got to show it out there. You've got to show what it does. We are brilliant at doing YouTube videos and all sorts of videos to show how it's done on social media. But the most important thing in store, take it out of the box and show it.
And we're seeing it out of the box here at Toyland. Very exciting. So when you look at the next couple of months, we're going into the holiday season, what are you most excited about? What's going to be the big treat for the kids?
So the swag cycle by far is the #1 hit here. We have a scooter that is also motorized that goes 15 miles an hour and again lasts up to 4 hours. Those are our 2 new products. They're phenomenal. But again, the hoverboard market is still very strong. We'll probably do another 500,000.
And I don't want you to give any secrets away, but Black Friday coming up, can we expect something kind of nice?
You'll expect a $198 price point from Walmart, and that would be huge.
Outstanding, Bob. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We're We're here with Kimberly Scott from Spin Master Toys, and we're going to talk a little bit about online assortment as well as local activations here in Arkansas for the holidays. So thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Tell us how you get that online assortment right, because that's a tricky one.
It is very challenging, and dealing with the amount of assortments that we do at Spin Master, it's very important for us to focus on our e-commerce. We have taken it to so many new levels over the last couple of years, and it is growing even more so. Taking those assortments and breaking them into solids is really what has to happen in order for the customer to be able to order online and receive at her front door. That's what has to happen. And so, yes, does it create a little bit of a dual supply that is needed based upon the assortments for stores and the solid packs for e-commerce? Yes, but it gives us that added advantage as well. And it allows the customer, if she doesn't want it to come to the front door, she can order it pick up today, and she can go right to the store and pick it up. And then she can have anything that she wants. So it's a good opportunity. It can be challenging, but the rewards can certainly outweigh what you have to go through to get there.
Absolutely agree with you. I mean, putting the shopper first as we encounter all these new capabilities that Walmart is allowing and developing, it can be a challenge, but at the end of the day, we're all going to win, right?
Exactly.
When the shoppers win.
When they win, yes.
Absolutely. So I want to know a little bit about how you approach your local activation, because I know you're very active here in the Toyland event that we just had in Bentonville. So how do you guys do that?
Yes, so we have been taking part in Toyland for about the last 5 years. And we have, luckily, as a company, continued to grow and expand our presence. It started out as just handing out free toys in a booth to, you know, as most saw on this past Toyland, a large semi-truck Paw Patroller that opens up and becomes almost the TV series itself. And so it's incredible. It's such a fun way for the kids to play and interact and see the characters and just feel like they're a part of something that they love to watch every day. Paw Patrol is certainly a global phenomenon that we have seen, and we're so proud of it. We also take direct initiatives with our locals with Mercy. We are very involved with Mercy Hospital. And with that, they actually have a procedure room for pediatrics that we have gone in together collaboratively with Nickelodeon and screened out the entire room with Paw Patrol. And there is a flat screen TV with Paw Patrol running constantly. So I can tell you with personal experience of just a few weeks ago with my own granddaughter having to be in that procedure room, that it was amazing. She felt so comfortable. And so as we continue to grow and the pediatric wing is being completed, Spin Master has fully taken on the objective to go in and make this particular place and spot in the hospital wonderful for the children.
That is so amazing. I mean, what a great experience.
Absolutely.
For the kids. So one more thing, what are you most excited about this holiday season?
Oh my goodness. You know, we have so many amazing things. These awesome little twins that are going to be hatching for so many children. They're such a great joy. Our Hatchimals took Innovative Toy of the Year for 2017, and our team just continues to bring such innovation and excitement. So I think it's going to be really fun to have all these little Hatchimals running around.
Thanks for helping us all play, and thanks for being with us today, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Suppliers, get the latest retail news 24/7 at Walmart News Now.
K-Stack, the leader in collaborative retail consolidation programs. We offer the supply chain expertise needed to navigate the challenges of selling products with the world's largest retailers. And we provide customers with a customizable, scalable, environmentally sustainable supply chain with the same advanced technology typically used by larger rivals. By leveling the playing field, K-Stack lowers distribution costs and increases overall margins. K-Stack, retail logistics is what we do.
All Estill Attorneys at Law, with 7 offices nationwide, including Northwest Arkansas. We are a full-service business law firm assisting clients with their corporate, employment, and real estate legal needs. For more information, visit hallestel.com.
Need help now with OTIF? The clock is ticking and every minute you delay is costly. So contact 8th and Walton OTIF Help at 8th and Walton/OTIF now and learn what you need to know about On Time in Full. You'll learn how to navigate the OTIF scorecard, including its nooks and crannies. You'll find root cause insights and you'll learn how to build a solid action plan. Don't wait another minute. Contact 8th and Walton today for help with On Time in Full.
We're here with Eric White today from Johnson Controls, and he is going to talk to us a little bit about a scary subject maybe, but security at the holiday time in retail. And let's just start off with the biggest fear of many parents is getting separated from your child while you're shopping. What should we do?
Right, so it starts before that event ever happens. The most important thing to do is to make sure your child understands what they should do in that situation. What are your expectations? Build some confidence into the young person that they can handle it. Now, I realize there are some kids that are really young, and those are really scary moments. And you decide how young is too young to begin the conversation. But even as little as being 2 or 3, being able to walk away, giving them advice to say, walk up to a store person and ask for help, somebody with a badge on or a police officer, are some starting points you can have for those really young kids. But it's their internal confidence that's going to carry them through what will be a very scary situation for them. They have to know that it's okay to walk behind the desk at the store and say, I need help, my mom's lost. And I'm not going to stand out there in the parking lot. And they have to resist the temptation that someone may come up to them and say, come to my car with me and I'll help you call your mom. I mean, those are conversations to have well before the incident happens.
That's great advice. So we're out with our kids, maybe shopping, we're running around. What other safety tips do you have for this time of year for parents?
So there's great technology available, right? If your kid is 10 or 11, 12 or older, they have a cell phone. You could track that cell phone all day, every day. It's really easy to do. It used to be hard for parents to understand. Turn that GPS on. I especially love when teenagers drive, knowing how fast they're going and where they're going. And you can geofence, and it's fairly accurate even indoors inside of malls. So I know where they are all the time. Back to the little kids again, there's bracelets that will track a kid through technology and tell you where they are, and you can go that route. So technology is pretty cool, but doesn't replace the conversations that you have so that they know what they should do if you get separated.
Yeah, it's that human contact and instilling your confidence in them. I love it, and I love the backup of the technology, and I love your tip about teenagers and the GPS for speed of driving. I didn't ever think to use it that way.
Absolutely. Data is a beautiful thing. You can get a report that says you were 2 to 3 miles an hour over the speed limit.
That is
4
amazing.
times today. Yes.
I love it.
They hate
Okay,
it.
good tip. So back to retail. We're in the store. What is the importance of having those shelves be very clean and organized?
So clean, organized, full shelves, that's a great starting point. It's hard to get there, but it's really hard to stay there. Once the chaos hits in the Christmas shopping season, those shelves staying in that way are tough to manage. But there's a number of important reasons to do that. First and foremost, and we don't think about it very often, but it's really the safety of the customers that come in the store. It's a time when something could be on the floor and you can trip over it. It's a time where a kid can be climbing around in the shopping cart because they're really excited about the Christmas holiday, or something can fall off a shelf. And so just the safety aspects is a primary driver. Obviously, you're going to sell more if it's full and you have everything that the customers are looking for. But lastly, and a very interesting thought, is the behavioral mindset of someone who looks at a shelf that's clean and full is different than when that same person looks at an area that is chaotic and unorganized. And so deviant behavior becomes easier to rationalize in a chaotic environment. And so if I have a tendency to think about taking an item without paying for it, I'll be more prone to do that in an environment that looks like a mess, because I don't think anyone's going to see me do that.
Interesting. I love it. So not only boosts our sales, but also helps decrease our shrinkage. So great reason to stay clean and organized. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We are here with Melody Shea Hornstra, and she is the founder and designer of the Mobo Cruiser. Such a hot item this season. I'm so excited that she is here to share with us some things about her product as well as her success along the way. Melody, thanks for being here.
Great. I'd love to be here.
Thank you. Well, we wanted to, Mobo Cruiser is a hot item on the shelves this holiday season, and I would love to know from your perspective, what sets your product apart from all the other options that are out there this season?
Okay, sometimes like when the products on the shelf, we're not too focused on the kids. So we need to focus on the kids, what is fun for them. So that's why make our products different, because we providing not only just fun only, but it's actually functional, because our products is maneuverable and then also is fun, the most important thing, and it can grow with the kids.
That's great. So I know that branding or co-branding and licensing is very important in the toy category. So what's been your experience with that?
I think the most important thing is that a lot of times people are going to think, oh, you know what, I'm going to leverage the license, or Disney or Mattel's or whatever it is, the license stuff. But I think it's actually as the two brands actually grow together. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah. That's really important, I think, to make sure that you're focusing on your own brand's growth while at the same time getting maybe a little boost from a license, right?
Yes.
Good. And tell me, speaking of trends, what have you learned over the years in the toy category or outside the toy category about how to approach trends?
The trend is that, sometimes we're thinking about you need to focus on what your specialty is. Instead of follow up the trends. When I'm saying that is that, for example, now it's a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
And then it's like everybody love it, But as the entrepreneurs, that I will actually, focus on what's your core value is, and then also what's your company, how you position yourself in customers' mind. I think that's actually very important. And then you design the products to fit your core value.
I think that's great advice. Another piece of advice I know that our viewers are interested in hearing is about e-commerce. Mm-hmm. It's very important. You have a very experiential product that historically people would probably want to touch and feel. And so what are some of your suggestions for suppliers who have that type of product and to go ahead and get some momentum on .com?
I think now it's e-commerce is everywhere. So 10 years ago, there's nobody want to do e-commerce. So that was actually my first step to the retailer. So what I do is that I do drop ship for all the retailers, Target, Walmart, Toys R Us. And then another thing is that I focus on 5 different things, image, product descriptions, video. Video is very important. So sometimes people don't even know how important the video is, because people have to see the video, then they will make actions. Another one is a customer reviews. Now customer review is now everybody buy the products based on reviews. And another things I do a little bit different is my secret sauce is that I active engage with customer. Basically, if people give us a feedbacks, I will personally write a note to them, say thank you for your feedbacks, and then we always listen. That's how we improve ourselves.
That's incredible. I think that's great advice. Thank you for sharing your secret sauce. I'm sure people are very happy to hear that. And thank you for being with us today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Connect with us online. Follow 8th and Walton on Facebook.
Our guests enjoy staying at the 21C Museum Hotel and hosting dinner, meetings, and product launches there.
Hey, once again, we want to give a big shout out to the Walmart 5 and Dime Museum. Thank you so much for allowing us to have the best seat in the house for Toyland. Got a question for you, Miss Leland.
Absolutely.
You work with a lot of suppliers at Saatchi, and so I'm asking about retailtainment. How important is retailtainment to the supplier?
It's huge right now. We suppliers know that retailtainment is a huge push and focus for Walmart right now. And what's really cool about that Coke activation is you go up to this vending machine. It's not your typical vending machine. You give it a hug, which is so on brand for Coca-Cola, right? You give it a hug, the world's a great place, and it gives you a Coke. And what's really cool about that is it is scalable, right? So as many interactions that we can get with shoppers, then that's a win for the brand, it's a win for the retailer, and it's a win for shoppers.
Well, it's working for Coca-Cola because that was one of the longest lines that they had at Toyland, was to go up and give the machine a big hug.
I gave it a hug. Did you?
Well, not yet. We're on a first name basis, though. We'll see you next week on Focus on Suppliers.